Hey friends, welcome back to Vincent Gigi's Super Channel G, and look how incredible the Suicide Squad action figures look. These are from McFarlane Toys and look absolutely incredible. This is a complete set for the Build-A-Fig collect-to-build action figure set, and found these at Think Geek, and they look pretty outstanding. We'll get into the articulation and all the details coming forward, and you know what, I'm so excited. I can't wait to look for the unmasked versions of these characters too, and then the alternate version of King Shark Nanaue. So you're not gonna want to miss this, guys. So before we get started, if you're not already subscribed to our channel, please hit the subscribe button below. Hit the notification bell next to it so you get notified every time we have a new video come up. Talk to us in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know what you think of these action figures, what you think of this movie. This movie is rated R and not for kids, but this video is for everyone. And these action figures are super cool. So guys, without any further ado, what do you say we go ahead and get started right now?
What is up, Vincent Gigi?
Vincent Gigi, Super Channel G.
Super Channel G.
Gigi.
Vincent Gigi from Super Channel G.
Super Channel G.
Vincent Gigi on Super Channel G.
So tight. Don't stop doing what you're doing.
Congratulations on all your success.
Congratulations on everything.
I will see you on the TV on Super Channel G.
God, is this great!
Alright friends, welcome back to Vincent Gigi's Super Channel G, and look, we're going to be opening right now. We're going to take a look at all four of the action figures from the Suicide Squad. This includes Bloodsport, Peacemaker, Harley Quinn, and Polka Dot Man. And there is a collect-to-build King Shark Nanaue, and I'm super excited about building him. Now, although this is essentially the complete set, there are some variants. If I'm not mistaken, there's an unmasked Bloodsport. There is an unmasked Peacemaker. I don't remember if there's any variants for them off the top of my head, but there is a variant for King Shark. And now there's one where he's got like gnawing on somebody with different cut off shorts or whatever those are right there. And so I would like to find him as not a collect-to-build figure, one where he comes in a box by himself. And so in any event, got these at Think Geek actually not too long ago, and right before the movie came out actually, and I love the movie. And I will say this, the movie is rated R, and Super Channel G does not support kids watching rated R movies. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. And these action figures look pretty great right off the bat. Before I even jump in to our first figure, they look pretty great. I'm just gonna give you a quick little glimpse right here. Overall, they look pretty awesome, and so I can't wait to get them open. And if they make more characters like a wave 2, I absolutely am gonna want to snatch those up. And since we have Bloodsport here, and we have Peacemaker and Harley Quinn and Polka Dot Man, I would absolutely not be opposed to having an alternate costume Harley Quinn, a Ratcatcher 2, absolutely would be another one. And so why not? Rick Flag, there's several that I absolutely wouldn't mind getting if they make a wave 2. So let's go ahead and dive on in. Let's set these aside, and I'm pretty sure you know who I want to start off with. It's going to be Bloodsport and Peacemaker. Set those aside, and let's get our Bloodsport open. Let's take a look. Alright, let's kick it off with Bloodsport. And of course, this is the collect-to-build King Shark, and this is number 2 in a series of 4. It says 3 on this one. And if you go to the back, it tells you which one it is right here. These are the parts that it has for the collect-to-build King Shark. Look at that, that looks kind of funny. Almost like a Pac-Man. And that's how you put it together. It looks super cool here. And all of these characters were outstanding in the movie. And so again, it's rated R, and Super Channel G does not support kids watching rated R movies. So, Nanaue looks absolutely great, and it even says our biggest Build-A-Fig yet. That's coming from McFarlane Toys. So I'm excited. This package looks great. Of course, this artwork right here for the Suicide Squad, that graphic design looks absolutely outstanding. And here is everyone else that is in this set, this initial set. And there's no write-up back here. It just says each figure comes with a collectible trading card. Alright, so let's get him open. And the only thing I regret is that he doesn't have any of his traditional weapons he carries. And especially it would be cool if he had those guns that kind of came like a triangle out forward. But somewhere I heard a rumor, perhaps truth, that the DC Figs, there was an agreement to not have any sort of guns, even fantasy guns. But anyway, kind of odd to have him and Peacemaker with no guns, especially because you know, you're also having, it's not like you're having a traditional comic book action figure, you're having the Suicide Squad from the movie. So in any event, we'll move on and let's get this bad boy open. Let's take a look. Oop, there's one more. There we go. 3 pieces of tape right there. Alright. Well, and there's our card right there, and there's a little stand. You know? Do we need it? Well, let's get it out. I'm like, I don't want to destroy the package, but let's get it out carefully. Forgive me, let me move on. Got a little caught up with what I was doing. So I can get this out without destroying the package and without tearing it too terribly. And just getting the card out of there. There we are. Look at that. So that looks pretty great. Oh, here's where our write-up is. And so it says, let me get a little closer so I can read it. It says, Bloodsport, the Suicide Squad. Bloodsport is a world-class marksman specializing in brutality. His hands and anything he wields with them are deadly weapons. Trained by his mercenary father from the moment he was born, this hardened criminal has but one soft spot, which, of course, Amanda Waller uses to persuade, i.e. blackmail him to join the squad. Pretty cool. So awesome. We do have a write-up for our fig. It's essentially just this again, but in card form. And so very cool. You know what, I'm gonna put it back here because I don't want to lose it. Slide it on right back in there. And I don't know if we'll need this stand. So it looks cool. I wouldn't mind using it, but do we need it? Let's see if we don't. Okay, let's get our King Shark pieces out. And let me see. Well, I need to cut it. Yeah, better if I cut it instead of just do that. So I'll get the scissors in a moment. And let me get them now. Okay, cool. So, there we are. And let's get our Bloodsport out. Oh, it looks like there's other little ones there. Let's see where we actually end up having the issues. Split out from there. There we are. There we are. Let's see if we can just slide this out. I guess we can roll it out. Man, this is super flimsy. Look at that. Right here. All tape came off and everything. Okay, I'm gonna put this back in the box. I'm pretty confident we can get on a stand even without the little action figure stand. So let's bring him closer and let's take a look. So I know he's wearing his helmet, but let's still take a look at this head sculpt. That looks pretty gnarly right there. Look at that. Let's just move part out. Look at that. See what sort of head articulation we have. Alright, it definitely moves a lot further than I thought it was going to. Look at that. And so we can turn it. Definitely got some xenomorph vibes going on there, right? Let's see. We got some great head movement there. Wow, this is actually a soft outer plastic. I thought it was gonna be just one big stiff piece. Okay, the arms move smooth all the way around. Okay, looks like we have a butterfly joint in there, so that's outstanding. So the shoulders go way high up and then still kind of butterfly back and forth. So that's neat. Look at that. Okay, we do have a joint right here, just right at the bicep. Look at that. Right there, and it moves pretty smooth. I can't get over that this is like a soft outer casing, obviously. It does turn at the waist. I'm like, there has to be some sort of ab crunch movement that I just can't see going on back there. Slight. We have double joints at the elbows, which actually brings the arms into basically a 45-degree angle, so that's cool. Look at that. Let's see for the wrist. The wrist we do have, let's see, this joint that turns there. It turns above it and below it and right at it. Look at that. So interesting. So we've seen that with other McFarlane Toys figures and others. So it gives it a little bit more range. So let's see. The legs, they turn there, but they don't turn here. So, I mean, let's see. It's interesting because it comes out from there, but doesn't really turn. You can turn if it's straight out, but that's it. Okay, let's see. We got double joints that are really tough and chunky right here at the knee. Look at that. And then looks like we have some pretty good, at least decent articulation right here with a lot of mobility at the ankle. So let's take a look at his suit. The colors and the detail in the mold are great. That looks awesome. Look at his gauntlets there. It's pretty outstanding, I'll say that. Again, we have two trigger fingers here, but we don't have guns that came with it, so we'd have to use one from another action figure line, like maybe like Fortnite or something, for the 7-inch heroes, figs. And so we'll use these two swords for now. We'll see how well he holds them. So he holds them pretty well. And we'll do this one down. Look at that. And let's see if let's see what kind of poses we can get with this. Okay. And so looks like right here for his around his hips and bottom section right here, it is softer plastic also. Let's see. It would be nice to be able to turn on the upper part of the thigh, because it is making the articulation kind of clunky. We'll say that. The head mobility is great. Let's put this out like that. So that looks pretty outstanding. The leg articulation is a little weird. And just because I can't turn the leg this way. So it's something I'm kind of learning for the first time. Let's see. Looks like I can sort of, but it's just a little clunky. So pretty close, and looks like I might need that stand after all. Oh, and almost missed it right here. We can move the toe of the boot, which is good for if you have him walking like that or running, so on. So maybe I'll stand him back up. So he looks a little stiff when I pose him. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this to work a little bit more. Give me a second. Okay, and because he looked kind of stiff, I'm like, you know what? Let me just give him a strong stance instead. Look at that. I am happy with that, and we can definitely pose him differently than that. But I'm like, we'll just use it to our advantage. Give him this strong stance right here where he's getting ready to use those swords. So that looks cool to me. Look at that. Thoughts? Overall, looks great. I did see a really cool video where they had heated this up and sliced it so the joint still allowed this to turn. Might follow your advice, but we'll wait to do that on another video. Otherwise, this looks great. I'm gonna move him over here. There we go, Bloodsport. So that doesn't fall. Kind of teetering. And then we do have our King Shark pieces here where clearly this is just gonna go here. But yeah, we'll work on that in a moment. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Next, we have Peacemaker, and this was John Cena. Hope you can see him playing Peacemaker, and was another one of our favorite characters from the movie. What a great character he was. He was super awesome, and you know what? His outfit looked pretty fierce, actually. I remember wondering, what is that gonna look like? I see what it looks like in the comics, especially when it came out like in 1960 or 66 or whatever. I'm like, how are they gonna make it look? But John Cena rocked that suit. So this looks awesome. He comes with the arms of Nanaue, and let's get him open. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I can't wait to find the unmasked version and the unmasked version, because I want to have the complete set of this wave 1. And although this is a complete set, yes, I want those variants too. So let's get this open. Let's get them on out. And I'm pretty sure I'll get some comments saying, hey, you open it and it's empty, or whatever, it's a helmet. It's so funny because when I had posted this before, hey, is this taped right here? Oh wow, it's attached to here. At first I was like, what? Believe it or not, I didn't catch it right away. And I was like, oh. Sorry, didn't mean to be late to the party. Okay. There we go. Awesome. Okay. Let's pop them on up. And there we are. The sword, and the sword is definitely bendy. It's like the singing sword. Okay, where else are we stuck? The helmet's clearly stuck. Let's see, I don't want to break anything, so let's cut this right here. I also don't want to scratch it, so let me make sure I get a good angle. There we are. Man, these are some heavy arms over here. at that. That's cool. Ah, got it stuck or something. There we are. Interesting. And doesn't turn this way on the wrist, so something to keep an eye out for. Yep. Same thing here. Okay, we'll look at that in just a bit. Let's take a look at our card right here. So we can open this carefully as well. Just from the top. Without tearing anything, without destroying anything. Just carefully. And that. And we can take a look at that right there. That looks cool. And let's see what it says for Peacemaker. Here, I'm sorry, let me get it close. It says, Peacemaker, a huge, hulking specimen with muscles on his muscles. Peacemaker is a world-class marksman, just like his fellow squad member Bloodsport. But if you ask him, better. He's more than willing to fight, kill, and even start a war. But of course, it's all in the name of keeping the peace. Very cool. Okay. Get this right here. And then look at this really cool comic book artwork back here. Look at that. Lantern. Superman. Alright, we'll put this away. We'll leave the stand in there also. Hopefully we don't need it. But if we do, we'll get it out. Put that aside. Oh, left this out. Sorry about that. Slide that in there. There we go. Trying not to make a mess. And again, he doesn't come with guns either. Even though that would be really cool. So, let's see what sort of head articulation we have. We can move this pretty far back and forward. And then we can pop the head forward and back like that, not just pushing it forward and back. And so there's a lot of heavy head articulation. Look at that. Look at the head sculpt. That looks cool. The helmet for peace. Liberty. Look at this texture right here in the mold. It looks awesome. Let's see. And we can move the arms pretty far up. Look at that. So that's awesome. We do have double joints here at the elbows. Let's see. Only one side's wanted to work. Man! The arms fold all the way back on themselves, so that's definitely some outstanding articulation right here. Now this looks a little awkward right here, but it does bend all the way in like that, so I guess that's the trade-off. Let's see, it turns at the high part of the bicep, so that's cool. We definitely have some great articulation there. And then we have this joint right here. Now I am a little weary of this joint because I've had other action figures like this and this started to loosen up and give out, but at least for now it's working well. And then so it'll turn above it and right at it. So in these instances it'll turn right here on the peg above it and it'll turn on the peg below it. So if you'll notice, depending on where you have the pressure being applied. Look at his symbol right here. I'm like, can I get that off, or is that scratched off paint? Okay, you can turn right here at his waist. This is softer plastic type vinyl-ish. So we can sort of, I guess it's not really a crunch, it's more of a like a rotates. So that's there. Let's see. But we can turn it. Already got a pretty good sculpt. Look at that. The legs come pretty far forward. Not quite a 90-degree angle, but do come forward. Let's see. Oop, that one Bloodsport. We got kind of the same thing going on where we have the joints that'll come like this, and they'll turn as long as we're like that, but they won't necessarily keep going here the way we would like for example on a Marvel Legend or something where we can actually turn it there, which gives us a little bit of help when we're posing. So I kind of regret that that's missing, but we do have this extra joint right here at the toes, so we can definitely make it look like he's running or get a more realistic pose with the foot. So double joints of the knees, super chunky. Ugh. I wasn't able to get the other joint moving, only the bottom one. If I apply some pressure. Nope. Oh, there we go. There we go. So the legs do come in pretty well. That joint on the top was a little stiff, but otherwise moved in pretty well. And then we do have this same joint from like the wrist right here on the foot. So sometimes if you turn it too awkwardly, see how the foot's moving but the joint is only kind of moving, depends, because it has a joint there and there. Now since he doesn't have a gun, I guess we can use the sword that it came with. That again, this is super bendy, and we'll have to use guns, I guess, from like a different action figure line if we want to pose them with it. We can't really turn the legs out. We can push them out, but we can't turn them out because it doesn't have that joint in the high part of the thigh. So let's see. It is cool that we can move the wrist down like that. I think I just give him a strong stance also, especially because he doesn't have a gun. And alright, let me find the best strong stance for him right here. Give me a second, guys. Okay, I opted to go with something simple like this, and then now I see where I come with a stand, because their ankles are a little bit weak when it's like, so I am digging the stance, and once I get him some Peacemaker guns, I will then pose him differently. But for now, get him like that. Let's get Bloodsport going. Get Peacemaker right next to him. So that looks cool. And yep, let's move on. What do you say, my friends? Alright, now we have Harley Quinn, and she's wearing the dress that she ends up putting on for the middle movie and beyond. And check out Nanaue's legs, this bottom half of his body. Collect to build number 4 of King Shark. She's got Javelin's javelin, so that's cool. She's even holding it in the picture, so she has a weapon that she actually uses in the movie. Of course, number 4 comes with that. And everyone else in this set. And then, of course, the write-up will be on the card inside now that we've opened a couple. So let's get this open. We got 3 pieces of tape, one there, one here, and one here. There we go. Alright. And then, yeah, before I open every figure, I do want to just state that this was an outstanding movie, but not for kids. Okay, was rated R. So let's get this javelin out. Look at that. Nanaue's legs. Here we are. Look at that. We'll set this aside, and this is like, look at that, soft vinyl-ish type plastic. Okay. Now as far as getting her out, let's cut her right here. There we are. Looks like she has one there by the boots. But let's see if I can get this. There we are. There we are. Very cool. And let's take a look at the card. Again, hopefully without tearing it. And it's out right here. Let's see what it says about Harley Quinn. Very cool, look at that. Got her red hair and her black hair. Very, very cool. And it says, get this centered right here, it says, Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn, re-incarcerated for road rage in a bank, buys her freedom once more by joining the squad. This colorful, cheeky, cheerful psychotic still has all her deadly dynamic moves, and the single and ready to mingle rogue is as eager as ever to show them off. Much to Amanda Waller's dismay. Interesting, has a trademark to Amanda Waller's dismay. But Harley, in her signature ladylike style, isn't afraid to manhandle anyone who comes her way. Interesting. Cool. Exciting. And let's get this back in here. Put this back in the box so I make less of a mess. And yeah. There we are. And set this aside, and let's take a look at Harley's head sculpt and action figure. We'll get closer here. There we are. So, I'm like, just want to make sure her eyes are straight. Please be straight, please be straight. Alright, cool. And so, you know, pretty close. I won't say it looks just like Margot Robbie, but looks pretty close. Look at that. Used to say property of Joker, and now it's like no one, I guess. But very cool. And let's see, we have Daddy's little monster. So they're almost pretty clear as far as the tattoo she has. Pretty accurate there. Look at that. Very cool. And then she does have like a butterfly type shoulder joint right there with this that goes up and this back and forth. So the arms do move up beyond a 90-degree angle, and they do turn right where the shoulder meets the bicep. Look at that. We do have double joints for the elbows, which means the arms are going to come in pretty far in. Look at that, beyond a 45-degree angle. Look at the dress. Looks like it's attached and is one the body, even or at least glued on certain parts. So let's see. You can't really turn her at the waist because this is all one big piece. This is for head articulation. The head goes pretty far down, pretty far forward, and does rotate. Very nice. Let's see. We do have this fat joint right here at the elbow that allows, at the wrist that allows for us to turn it and move the wrist all the way back and forth. So that's pretty good. As long as that stays nice and stiff, that's all I care about, and that it doesn't loosen up. As far as the legs, well, they're restricted by this dress right here. However, you can only bring them so far forward and so far back. We do have double joints of the knees that again is restricted by this dress. And it looks like the top part's not moving, but the bottom part is, so we'll have to loosen that up. This one does have both, but see if I can just, there we go, just kind of force it. There we go. Alright, and as far as the ankles, they're built into the boots right there. Look at that, we can turn it and get it to move right there. That's pretty good. And then we have this extra toe joint right here. So that's good, except these joints on the ankle haven't proven to be as strong as other different types, but as long as we can get her stand, as long as it keeps coming with a stand, you know, that should be quite alright. I don't like to have to use stands unless I have really dynamic poses, but even then, so having the peg and the foot isn't really what I'm looking for. I'm looking to have more of a support one then. Okay, so again with the javelin, let's see, how do we want her to be holding it? It's a little crooked because of it was being pushed up against the box. Let's see, I guess we can do that, right? We're holding it from below and have it on her shoulder. So we have it down here. We can move her wrist. Look at that. So I know that does look a little awkward, but it's because the way the joint looks here and the joint here. So let me see. We can put this here and put this here. It's much closer. The arm down. And you know what? She probably could have even stood to have been even lighter skin. Look at that. Because this is actually still kind of peach. So, didn't even think about that till now. Do we have, what does it say here? Pudding cups. So, there we go. Let me see if I can get her a slightly better pose than that. Give me a second. Okay, friends, so I learned something. So here we are. We have her ankle joints like that. If I push them just to the next click, it's already too far back. There's like no middle ground. I'm like, see? Too far forward, too far back. So let's see if we can spread her feet like so. And we'll just assist her standing right here. She almost looks like her eyes are slightly off, and yet they're not. Whoa! So there we go. I definitely dig that. Take it. I will take it. So, I think that looks pretty cool. Definitely digging these action figures. And although they have so many articulation points, there are some things that are limiting the articulation, and then of course, I've seen that here. So let's move on to our next action figure, yet those look great right now. Okay, let's move on. Great! And the last action figure that we have, but we still have the collect to build fifth one, but this fourth action figure is Polka Dot Man. Let me get a little higher here so we can see a little better. Look at that. So very cool, and this was the one with the first collect to build for King Shark. The first one in the set, as it shows you right here. There we go. This looks cool. And let's get him out. Comes with the head, and I guess this is the waist, actually. So I don't know how I feel about this. But I'm liking the way that looks, and actually, probably would have paid a little bit extra to have those glow like in the movie. But let's get him out. Let's get the card out. And so this is an amazing movie that's not for kids. There we are. These action figures are very cool for anybody. Alright. Let's go ahead and get Polka Dot Man's card out. Oof, and I had Harley fall over. Come on, Harley. Let's see. Let's fix her toe. Hopefully that would be good enough. Okay. So let's get everybody out. Get Nanaue. It was absolutely one of my favorite characters for the movie. Man, this is heavy. Heavy. Okay. Take his head out. Please tell me his mouth opens. Please tell me. Yes! Yes! And yes! Look at that. Interesting. How the teeth end up showing. This would be cool to have, like, stop motion for talking. Awesome. And look how this is built right here. It's with a bent joint. On purpose, I'm assuming. Let's take this out. Oops, let's pull it out this way. Let's just take a photo off. That looks cool. Look at that. You can actually see through them. Okay. Let's get his polka dot powers out. And I did think that was funny when they were like, what does he do? Shoot polka dots at people? He does shoot polka dots at people. And so that was just the timing. It was just so good. Alright. Maybe remember this actor from Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp. And then even from The Dark Knight, when Harvey was trying to interview him. Because he had captured him from the shooting downtown during the conference. And let's see what it says about Polka Dot Man. Look at that. So for Polka Dot Man, dourly dispirited Polka Dot Man wears his rainbow pustule dermis with all the shame of an acne-riddled teen going stag to the prom. But when he sprays his colorful dots, his sparkling spots can turn even the smoothest criminal into Swiss cheese. I don't even know if I pronounced all the words there right, but did my best. Caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting to have practically a tongue twister there, and forgive me if I accidentally mispronounced the word or whatever. So put that back in there. And he was actually one of my favorite characters for the movie. Alright. I had so many. It was such a great ensemble. Okay, set this aside. Take a look right here, and let's take a look at this head sculpt. Look at that. You know, close, I guess. Let's see how much we can move articulate the head. Not as much as I was hoping. Let's see. Oh, didn't mean to pop the head all the way off. Just wanted to see how far it would go. There you go. Not very far, obviously. We can turn it though. And tilt it pretty well. So we can get these goggles on. I put in the front on first and back. Yep, that's pretty good. I will say that's pretty good. I like the way that looks. Okay. Now as far as the arms, again, this is like a soft plastic vinyl right here. And they go all the way around smoothly. And as far as shoulder action, it does move up beyond a 90-degree angle. Let's see, turns there and at the high part of the bicep. We do have double joints at the elbows that bring beyond the 45-degree angle in, so that's cool. Look at that. Have him fixing his goggles. The wrists, they all have this same similar type wrist, except with different hands. It's cool. Look at this for the sculpt. Colors. We can turn at the waist. We don't traditional ab crunch, but it looks like we do have like a pivot joint to move it to have as the ab crunch. This is soft plastic right here again. But we have these joints right here at the legs so they can move out, and they would turn if it's like that, but once they're like this, they can't really turn like this because it's only turned there at the joint. Not the upper part of the thigh, which would have been great. Chunky double joints of the knees, which actually gave him pretty strong articulation there. Ugh. There we go. I was like stuck. There we go. There we go. And then for the ankles, let's see. Oh, the joint's kind of hidden under there. Look at that. So, and then the toe joint, which I do dig as long as it's not loose. Cool. So that's awesome. Again, it would be nice to have these to be able to articulate right here. So, let's see. What's the deal here? Why do we have an extra one of these? And why are these two different? Look. So I'm assuming we can put this right here. Look at that. And let me tell you, these polka dots were absolutely deadly and kind of cool, except for the fact that they were like take over him. Interdimensional virus. So very cool. Let's stand them up here. This would be a great place where if we could turn the leg this way. And that looks good enough for me. Look at that. Simple, a little understated, but we don't need him to be jumping like Spider-Man. So I like the way that looks. Let's put him right on over here. And look at that. Quite a squad already. I really like the way that looks already, actually. And now we can move on to our figure that we're going to build right here, our King Shark Nanaue. And so this is a collect to build and the biggest one yet. So let's go ahead and move everything over here. Yeah, let's move this over here. And we'll get started with our King Shark. And what a great figure to build here. Our collect to build. This is gonna go here in the waist. It's gonna go up here. These are the arms. And Nanaue was absolutely one of my favorite figures. I'm sorry, characters in the movie. So, collect them all. That's what he's gonna look like. This is how we put them together. This is gonna go as his waist. Look at that. Everybody who was in the set. King Shark. Interesting how it doesn't have his name on here. But our biggest build a Fig yet. I love that it says Fig. Look how cool he looks there. I love that we'll be able to open the mouth and chomp down. Here he is with his mouth closed. And I love that little artwork right there. Very cool. Great action figures for anybody. It does say 12 and up, but that's because if you're not careful, they will break at the joints. Because they're not exactly toys, but yeah. Great for anybody that would like to collect them. With the movie, not so much. Movie not for kids. Alright, so let's go ahead and start putting this all together. Let's eat down. So I'm assuming this is his back because it looks like that, and it looks like this is his panza. Let's go ahead and there we go. It clicked. Let's see. Do we close this and then pop this on? Let's try that. Click. Put this right here. That clicked. And then, let's see. This should click. There we go. This should click. Very nice. And then, this should click. Very cool, look at that. Oh my gosh, this looks awesome. The mouth opens. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. So, Build-A-Fig, their biggest one yet. Let's come closer over here and let's look at, you know what? Sorry, make sure I have good lighting. Let's take a look at this head sculpt and zoom in right here. Look at that. It looks great. I've got his gills right here. Uh-oh. Looks like it got a little overzealous. Is it gonna click in place? No, but that's alright. Look at his teeth. He's got 2 rows right here that we can see. But that's awesome. Closes all the way. I guess we could do this if it stayed in there, but does it lock into place? No, it doesn't. Just goes in there. Just fits right there. There we go. That time it seems like it clicked. Okay. There we go. It did click that time. So now his head doesn't seem to go lower than that. It goes down to here, up to here. Does turn slightly. Look at that. Definitely twists. Let's see his arms go out to here. Very cool. And let's see. We do have where his body does tilt and pivot right here, where his rib cage would be, and then right here where his big old panza would be. And let's see, do we have knee joints? I believe we do, we just can't see them. And then we have big ankle joints there. Oof, I don't want to drop everybody, but okay. So, got big smooth shoulder joints. You have big singular elbow joints that don't come quite to a 90-degree angle. You have huge wrist joints, look at that. Make sure you don't pinch yourself because it's definitely very straight right there. Look at that. It's hand mold. Look at that. I do regret that we're not going to be able to turn the wrist. Oh! I spoke too soon. Look at that. Well, got me wrong. We can turn the wrist. I just made a poor assumption. Very nice. Cause I was like, what about when he's like, if we get Rat Catcher 2 and then we have her so that he like tries to munch her. Because he wants a little snack. Ah, kind of with his mouth now all of a sudden. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay. Yep, we do have joints at the legs. Now we even have a little button and zipper going on there with little belt loops. And then there is ankle joints and then the toe joint. Look at that. So this is awesome. I'm really digging this. And he might be my favorite out of the whole set. Look at that. There we go. And he's a lot of fun to pose, actually. There we go. Well, I think this is my favorite out of all of them. Look at that. Beautiful. Here's everybody in the set. Very cool. Bloodsport, Peacemaker, Harley, Polka Dot Man, and Nanaue. Look how he looks. You know what? I didn't turn him all the way around. So let's get everybody set up together around him so that we can have a better shot, and then we'll go ahead and close out. All right, here we go. And I'm pretty excited to have our action figures lined up like this. They go really well together, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to get the unmasked versions also to complete my set, and then of course, the alternate version of Nanaue. And so, forgive me if I mispronounced anything here on the show, on today's video, but I'm just so excited to get these open. And yeah, I would love for there to be a wave 2, and I was already like Ratcatcher 2, like we gotta have her. Rick Flag, why not? And some of the others. I actually wouldn't mind getting a Weasel. That'd be cool. Amanda Waller, whatever. But a Starro for sure. And if you can make Starros so that we can put on their heads, even though whether they had them or not, that would be great. So guys, I want to thank you for hanging out with us here today. If you've not already subscribed to our channel, please subscribe below. Hit the notification bell next so you're notified every time you have a new video come out. Talk to us in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know what you think of these action figures, what you think of the movie. And yeah, we got more great videos like this on our YouTube channel. So guys, check those out. And I want to thank you again for watching and hanging out with us here today. Thanks for watching Vincent Gigi's Super Channel G. Peace.